This is the Radio Realtors.
I sold a house.
This is a home. This is a place to live. This is a place to live.
Northern California's longest running show on real estate.
Real estate is not just buying and selling houses.
What are you, some kind of real estate agent? Real estate agent?
I love real estate.
Ever since I laid eyes on that house, I wanted it.
The Radio Realtors.
I love every second.
Now, here's your host, Robert Lewis and Frank Crandall.
Let's go and sell some homes.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Welcome to the Radio Realtors. We are Northern California's #1 real estate radio show, proudly coming to you live from the Zero Res Carpet Cleaning Studios. And if you want your carpets, your hardwood floors, your tile, your area rugs, upholstery, all of that expertly cleaned and ready for your family and friends for the holidays, you need to book now. Call Zero Res at 916-246-2448, or you can book online at ZeroResSacramento.com. That's ZeroResSacramento.com, and tell them you want the Radio Realtors KZ special. $149 for 3 rooms of carpet and your complimentary defoaming treatment to get at any of those old suds that might still be in your carpet. My name is Robert Lewis, your real estate professor.
And I'm Frank Crandall, your consigliere of real estate.
And if you've got a question for us or a comment, or you are just ready to hire the Radio Realtors to help you buy a home or sell a home, you can reach us on our Radio Realtors hotline at 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO.
Or you can live chat with us 24/7 on our website at RadioRealtors.com. That's RadioRealtors.com.
And Frank, in staying in the holiday spirit, I think we have a pretty amazing show for our listeners today. Let's give them the topics.
Yeah, how not to be a Grinch as a home seller in today's market.
I like that one. And then we're going to do an interview with Roy McGovern from Roy's Umbrella. He's going to talk about why you should think about a reverse mortgage now.
And also, we're going to talk about home appraisals 101, 5 things appraisers wish sellers knew.
Yeah, we're talking a lot to you sellers this weekend for sure. So once again, you can get a hold of the Radio Realtors on our hotline number anytime at 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO.
Or you can use our live chat option 24/7 at our website, RadioRealtors.com. That's RadioRealtors.com.
So Frank, selling your home can be a joyful experience, but it's not uncommon for sellers to feel a little bit like the Grinch during the process.
Why do you say that, Rob?
Well, partly because it's the stress and the uncertainties and complexities of selling real estate. Those things can sometimes lead to a less than jolly disposition for people.
However, with the right approach and a dash of holiday spirit, you can avoid being a Grinch and turn your home selling journey into a festive success.
Wow, Frank, I feel inspired. So on today's
You should be.
Yeah, on today's show, we're going to explore 7 key points to ensure that you have a smooth and cheerful home selling experience.
All right, Rob, here we go. So, how not to be a Grinch as a home seller in today's market. Point number 1, set the stage for a winter wonderland.
Walking in a winter wonderland. Yeah. Frank, when potential homebuyers step into your home, you need to make sure that they're greeted with a warm and inviting atmosphere. Just as the Who's down in Whoville create a festive ambiance, you too can set the stage for a winter wonderland.
That's right, Rob. So what you want to do is consider subtle holiday decorations such as wreaths, candles, and cozy blankets to create a welcoming environment.
And I like the word subtle, Frank. Subtle is good. And keep in mind that less is often more. You want to aim for a tasteful, neutral decor that allows buyers to envision their own holiday celebrations in your space.
And another thing, Rob, you want to do is keep the home warm.
Oh, man, I totally agree with it. It's amazing to me how many homes we tour that are vacant where the home is colder inside than it is outside, Frank.
Yeah. You might save a few $100s for your heating bills.
But you're going to lose thousands of dollars on your sales price because you're being a Grinch.
Absolutely. Now, how not to be a Grinch as a home seller in today's market. Point number 2, be mindful of pricing. Are you going to be naughty or nice?
Yeah, this one is super important, Frank, because determining the right listing price is crucial in attracting serious buyers.
That's right. Being greedy and pricing your home too high might land you on the naughty list, resulting in extended days on the market.
And nobody likes the naughty list. But on the other furry green Grinch hand, Frank, pricing it too low might make potential buyers wonder if there's, maybe some hidden issue there.
Exactly. This is where you really want to work with us, your realtors, and let us conduct a thorough market analysis.
Right, Frank. And we can do this for you for free. And this market analysis will ensure that your home is priced exactly right, neither too high or too low.
That's right, Rob. How not to be a Grinch as a home seller in today's market. Point number 3, deck the halls, but declutter first.
Yeah, Frank, while a well-decorated home is visually appealing, excessive clutter can be a major turnoff to home buyers. So before you start decking the halls, you want to declutter the halls as well.
Oh, man, after my own heart. I love it. So why not donate, sell, or pack away items that are not essential, creating a clean canvas for potential buyers to envision their own holiday traditions?
Yep, Frank, a clutter-free home not only looks more spacious, but it's also going to allow buyers to focus on the unique features of your property. So avoid the kitsch. Inflatable snowman, reindeer on the roof, and a gazillion angels on the front lawn flapping their wings, right?
Yeah. Classic is always best. So hang an elegant wreath on the front door rather than Santa stops here sign. And don't overdo lights.
Yep. The simple white lights can add a festive touch without blinding buyers during walkthroughs. And be careful with the Christmas tree. If it's too big, it's going to distract viewers and can make the room seem small. It can also block the flow and make the space seem pretty crowded.
And if it's tiny, Rob, like a Charlie Brown tree, it's depressing and sad.
Yeah, that's true. So decorate a tree only if you have a great room and you want to show off a high ceiling. And make sure you protect your presents. Don't stack gifts under a tree or put them on display.
That's right. The last thing you want this holiday season is for a stranger with sticky fingers to walk away with presents. So lock the presents in your car trunk, especially during the open house.
Yeah, and a couple other things to do is choose scents over scenes. The smell of simmering cider or baked cookies will delight the senses more than garlands strung over everything in your home that doesn't move.
And lastly, Rob, light a fire. A roaring fireplace during a showing is a cozy way to celebrate the winter and warm visitors as well.
I agree. Now, Frank, how not to be a Grinch as a home seller in today's market. Number 4 is shine bright with curb appeal.
That's right, Rob. Just as the Grinch's heart grew 3 sizes when he embraced the holiday spirit, your home's appeal can grow with a little exterior attention.
Yeah, Frank, and we talk about this all the time, but you want to make sure you enhance your curb appeal by maintaining a well-manicured lawn, adding some seasonal plants or decor, and ensuring that your outdoor lighting is both functional and also festive for the holidays.
Oh, that is so true, Rob. A well-lit exterior not only creates a warm and welcoming atmosphere, but it also highlights the best features of your home, even during the darker winter months.
And Frank, you can use light to spotlight your yard's best features, such maybe as your pool, even though it's the wintertime, right? Or your outdoor patio or your front porch or whatever else you want to spotlight. And you can also use landscape lighting to spotlight your designated walkways. Lighting these areas are going to help potential buyers picture hosting gatherings and events in their new home, which is currently your home. Now, we've got to go to break, but if you'd like to get a hold of the Radio Realtors, you can do so by calling us, 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO, or you can live chat with us 24/7 at RadioRealtors.com. And don't go anywhere. We'll be back right after this.
You got me, officer! I'm the Grinch that stole Christmas, and I'm sorry.
That was the Empire Home Loans Fast Close race car.
The what?
The Empire Home Loans Fast Close race car.
Dang, that thing was really moving.
Well, here's the deal. We're shifting into high gear and accelerating into a buyer's market. And due to low inventory, a fast close can get you across the finish line and into your dream home. Paria Chevalier and his team at Empire Home Loans close loans fast in as little as 10 days.
Yeah, but what about interest rates? Aren't they higher right now?
Yeah, but they're still well below the average, and right now potential home buyers are coming in first place in the home buying race with Empire Home Loans.
Hey, I'm looking online. Home buyers are getting closing costs paid, credits for repairs, and even interest rate buy-downs.
That's a fact, Jack, and it's even possible to buy a home right now with little to no money out of your pocket. And like I said, you can close in as little as 10 days.
Woo, that's fast!
You bet it is. Find out more at PariaLoans.com. That's POORIA Loans.com. NMLS ID number 2099042. Equal housing lender.
This is the Radio Realtors.
I sold a house.
This is a home. This is a place to live. This is a place to live.
Northern California's longest running show on real estate.
Real estate is not just buying and selling houses.
What are you, some kind of real estate agent? Real estate agent?
I love real estate. Ever since I laid eyes on that house, I wanted it.
The Radio Realtors.
I love every second.
Now, here's your host, Robert Lewis and Frank Crandall.
Let's go and sell some homes.
Come on, a minute ago I couldn't shut you up. Details.
All right, welcome back to the Radio Realtors. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, all those things. We are Northern California's #1 real estate radio show, proudly coming to you live from the Zero Res Carpet Cleaning Studios. And I got to tell you, if you want your home to be perfect for the holidays, when you've got all your family and friends coming over, you need to get those carpets done, your tile floors, your hardwood floors, those area rugs, your upholstery, all that expertly cleaned with no harmful chemicals. The only place to do that is ZeroResSacramento.com. You can tell them you want the Radio Realtors KTKZ special, and that is 3 rooms of carpet for $149 plus a complimentary defoaming treatment, which will get all those crazy soaps and stuff that maybe some of the other cleaners or your DIY cleaning left behind. So give them a call, 916-246-2448, or go to their website and book online, and book now so you can get them in before Christmas. That is ZeroResSacramento.com. My name is Robert Lewis, your real estate professor.
And I'm Frank Crandall, your consigliere of real estate.
And Frank, we are talking about, of course, how not to be a Grinch as a home seller in today's market. And you know, a lot of times during the holidays, but almost during any time of the year, people can get kind of Grinchy when it comes to selling their home, because it should be a joyful experience, but a lot of times it doesn't feel like that because there's a lot of stress and uncertainties and complexities, all those types of things. And so we're talking about how you can avoid doing this. And so number 1 was set the stage for a winter wonderland. And what we're really wanting is when people step into your home, that they are greeted with a warm and inviting atmosphere. And when we talk about warm, we're talking about the temperature in your house. It is hilarious, but just recently I was showing a bunch of homes in Stockton, California, and I would say that 8 out of 10 were vacant, and the 8 out of 10 were freezing inside. It was colder inside than it was outside.
You could hang meat in there, huh?
You could, man. I saw Rocky Balboa in there punching some beef, right? And you know what, folks? That is a big turnoff for buyers. It truly is. It is a big turnoff. And for us agents, you know, we just can't wait to get out of there, right? I mean, when we can see your breath inside of your home, that's No bueno, right? Yeah, definitely no bueno. Yeah. So create a winter wonderland, but make it a warm and inviting place. And you might save a few $100s by turning the heat off, but you're also going to lose thousands of dollars on your sales price because you're being a Grinch. Now, number 2 is be mindful of pricing. Are you going to be naughty or are you going to be nice? One of the best ways to determine your pricing for your home is just give us a call and let us do a Radio Realtors comparative market analysis. It's free for you. You can give us a call, 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO. In some cases, we can actually do it right over the phone because it doesn't take us that long, because you know why? Because we're professionals. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now, How not to be a Grinch as a home seller in today's market. Point number 3 is deck the halls, but declutter first. It's okay for you to decorate for the holidays, but don't overdo it. I mean, I have a house in my neighborhood, Frank, that they literally have every inflatable Christmas ornament that you could ever possibly have on their front lawn and on their roof. It could all be like in a giant place like a Cal Expo, but it's all condensed on these people's front lawn and on their roof. It's incredible.
It's too much.
It's too much, though. And if you're trying to sell your home, that's a big distraction, right? Yeah. So make sure less is more, and a clutter-free home stands out and it gets higher offers.
Yeah, it does.
Right? Absolutely. Now, let's see. Point number 4 was shine bright with curb appeal. And so what we're talking about, it's really, really important that your curb appeal is on point. We're talking that your lawn is looking good, your plants and everything. And even during the winter when sometimes your plants and things aren't looking their best like they do in the spring, you still want to make sure that everything's manicured and looking good. And then the other thing is as it gets darker earlier, and some people are coming to view your home and it's nighttime, right? Well, make sure that it's well lit, that your house is well lit. And it's okay to have Christmas lights and all those things, but make sure that your walkways are well lit with good landscape lighting and all of those things. What's next, Frank?
Okay, so how not to be a Grinch as a home seller in today's market. Point number 5, keep showings stress fa-la-la-la-la-la free.
Well, that's a lot of la-las. While showings and
I improvise.
Open houses are essential, they can be stressful for you sellers. So what you want to do is minimize disruptions to your holiday routine by working with us to establish specific showing times.
That's true, Rob. So consider letting us host an open house with holiday treats to create a positive and memorable experience for potential buyers.
Right, and by embracing the holiday spirit, you can turn showings into a fa-la-la-la festive affair. I did not even say it as good as you.
Didn't you just host an open house with winter sangria and a festive charcuterie board?
I sure did, Frank, and along with Christmas sugar cookies, it was an amazing and what I would say is delicious open house because I enjoyed it, and that home is currently in escrow.
I think what we're saying here really, Rob, is make your home easy to show. And you can do this by having us set up your multiple listing service, MLS to read, call first lockbox.
Yep, the call first notation ensures that you'll know when a buyer or an agent is coming to show your home. And this system is especially helpful since buyers agents aren't likely to show your home as often if it's difficult for them to gain entry. For that reason, avoid limiting the times they can show your house and try to resist asking that they book by appointment only, or you got to be 24 to 48 hours notice. Biggest pet peeve. I hate that, Frank.
I agree, Rob. So now, how not to be a Grinch as a home seller in today's market. Number 6, communicate clearly and be flexible. Spread cheer, not frustration.
Yeah, Frank, effective communication is the key to a smooth home selling process. So make sure that you are transparent with us, your realtors, about your holiday plans and any constraints that you may have.
That's totally right. Flexibility is crucial during this time, as potential buyers may have their own holiday commitments.
Exactly, Frank. So by spreading cheer through clear communication and flexibility, you're going to be able to foster positive relationships with buyers and their agents, and that's going to increase the likelihood of a successful sale.
Okay, Rob, how not to be a Grinch as a home seller in today's market is number 7. Don't play Grinchy tricks. Offer a competitive buyer's agent commission.
Yeah, Frank, a lot of sellers want to save as much money as possible, and it makes total sense. And sometimes they want to reduce the realtor commissions.
That's right, Rob. And of course, commissions have always been negotiable, which means you can direct which funds go where.
And having said that, you might want to consider increasing your buyer agent's commission above the average in your area, especially since you may not get as many showings if the fee going to your buyer's agent is less than the average, which is 2.5%.
And Rob, obviously this whole thing has been a bone of contention in the real estate world recently.
Right, Frank. But the current system has been working great for years and really helps sellers get the most eyeballs on their properties.
I agree, Rob, and we're just going to have to see where this all goes. But as we have always done, you and I give our sellers the right to choose the commissions they want to pay with our menu of options.
That is so true. So if you're thinking about selling your home this year or next year, give us a call right now at 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO.
Or live chat with us at RadioRealtors.com. That's RadioRealtors.com.
All right, Frank, how not to be a Grinch as a home seller in today's market. And point number 8 is give a little bit more or maybe make a limited time offer.
That's right, Rob. One thing that some smart sellers do in this market is allow us to advertise a limited time offer that buyers can snatch up if they act quickly.
Right, Frank. Everybody wants a deal, and buyers are more motivated if that offer is going to vanish soon. And you might offer to pay down the buyer's mortgage interest rate for a few years.
Or, Rob, the seller could credit a percentage of the sales price toward the buyer's closing costs, or even prepay taxes or insurance for a year.
Yeah, Frank, there's all kinds of options. So selling your home during the holiday season doesn't have to turn you into a Grinch. And with some careful planning, a positive attitude, and a touch of that holiday magic, right? You can navigate the real estate market with cheer.
That's right, Rob. So instead of being Grinchy, why not embrace the festive spirit? Create a warm and inviting atmosphere and communicate openly with all parties involved.
Right, Frank. And by following our 8 points, you'll not only sell your home successfully, but you're going to also spread joy and goodwill throughout the process. And the thing to remember is the true holiday magic lies in turning your home selling journey into a celebration for both you and potential buyers. And when you're selling your home, it's vital you work with realtors that really spread the word about your property, especially if you're trying to sell a home in a market that is shifting toward a buyer's market.
So pick up your smartphone or regular phone now and reach out to us for a free market analysis. Our number here is 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO.
Or you can live chat with us at RadioRealtors.com. That's RadioRealtors.com, and we'll be back right after this.
R&B mention who? I hate you. Hate, 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 hate. Double hate.
Loathe entirely.
Do you know what that sound is? That's your wake-up call. What do you need to wake up from? It's the nightmare of paying your landlord's mortgage. Think about this. If you're paying $2,500 a month for rent, you're paying $30,000 of your landlord's mortgage a year, and that should have you waking up in a cold sweat. Why not make a resolution today to buy your very own home? Jeff Compton with Guild Mortgage is ready to help you. The market has changed, and it's leaning towards being a buyer's market, and that means you could buy a home now, not overpay, or be in a bidding war, and maybe even get some of your closing costs paid for you. Jeff Compton with Guild Mortgage is a mortgage master, and he specializes in customizing a loan for your unique situation. Jeff even has down payment assistance loans and ideas to buy down your interest rate. Answer your wake-up call. Call Jeff Compton with Guild Mortgage at 916-765-2900 or apply online at jeffcompton.com, NMLS ID number 298997.
Thank you for calling Jeff Compton's office. It's a great day to buy a home. How can we help you?
With the new year upon us, maybe it's time to finally do something about that house that you own that's stressing you out. Whether it's a heavy fixer-upper with deferred maintenance, an older all-original home, a hoarder house, an inherited home, maybe you had bad tenants, a divorce sale, or even if you're behind on your payments, the Radio Realtors have a program called the Easy Cash Offer. If you're in need of a fair and quick all-cash home sale, the Radio Realtors can help. Call 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO. DRE number 0140-6275.
This is the Radio Realtors.
I sold the house.
This is a home. This is a place to live. This is a place to live.
Northern California's longest running show on real estate.
Real estate is not just buying and selling houses.
What are you, some kind of real estate agent? Real estate agent?
I love real estate. Ever since I laid eyes on that house, I wanted it.
The Radio Realtors.
I love every second.
Now, here's your host, Robert Lewis and Frank Crandall.
Let's go and sell some homes.
Cheer up, dude. It's Christmas.
All right, welcome back to the Radio Realtors. We are Northern California's #1 real estate radio show, proudly coming to you live from the Zero Res Carpet Cleaning Studios. And right now, guys, all you got to do is ask for the Radio Realtors special, the KTKZ special. It's 3 rooms of carpet for $149 plus complimentary defoaming treatment. And I got to tell you, you could get your carpets cleaned before everybody comes over for Christmas, Frank. It's the time to do it.
They should.
Yeah, and you just did it.
I just did it.
You just did it. I just did it. We just had your sister has done it.
Yep.
And everybody's super happy because they clean your carpets, your hardwood floors, tile floors, grout, all that stuff.
They're good.
So give them a call. It's 916-246-2448, or you can book online at ZeroResSacramento.com. That's ZeroResSacramento.com, and tell them that the Radio Realtors sent you. My name is Robert Lewis, your real estate professor.
And I'm Frank Crandall, your consigliere of real estate.
And we're super excited because in this segment, we have a good friend of ours, a good friend of the show. His name is Roy McGovern, and Roy is the owner of Roy's Umbrella. And one of the great things about Roy is that he's a pretty special guy. He can do a lot of stuff. He's an inventor and everything, but he's also an expert at reverse mortgages. Roy, thanks for being on the show with us today.
My pleasure. Thank you.
So let's kind of get right down to it. I mean, why do you think right now is such a good time to be looking at a reverse mortgage, at least getting educated on it?
So you would want to make sure just to understand it. I think that's what's lacking is you see a lot of advertisements, you hear discussions about it, and folks will just assume that it's not for them, perhaps buy advice from somebody not in that field. I see that quite a bit. So of the customers that took advice from folks and then realized it wasn't the best option and then called me and I explained how they actually work, it's unfortunate, but it's helpful because at least they're understanding that it is a very, very simple loan that gets complicated depending on how much money you take out of your property. So, yes, of course, they have a aura of cynics that, ranging from, friends, family, other business professionals that say they're not good loans when in fact they're very effective. And I've done hundreds of them. And right now would be ideal just because you're seeing such uncertainty on its way. A lot of the big banks are struggling with charged off bad debt and credit card debt is accumulating. It's certainly setting a stage for a more costly price index next year.
Right.
And so if you have salaried wages, you'll probably be okay. If you work for a company that is going to titrate upwards and pay you a little more, that's fine. But a lot of people that need a reverse mortgage are on a fixed income.
Right.
And it's Social Security. Maybe it's a pension. And if that is a dual or joint income household and one of those folks passes and that income goes away, all of a sudden the options become very, very limited to selling the home or doing the reverse mortgage.
Right. And so that's what we're kind of seeing right now is that you even have a couple stories that we were talking about before we got on the radio here. But one was a lady that was married for a long time.
Yeah.
And then her husband passed away.
Yeah, both in law enforcement from Alameda. And they're just such nice folks. And I knew they're close friends. And then recently her husband passed. And so she's been left trying to handle the property taxes, and now there's a property tax default. Had she followed some previous advice not to do the loan, maybe if she had considered getting several options and not following one set of advice or recommendation, it could have been a little easier for her.
Right.
Waiting 2 or 3 years without paying your property taxes, of course, it makes the loan a little more difficult, but it worked. And she's going to be closing soon, hopefully being on your radio show soon.
Would love to have her on. Yeah.
I think I can say, as many things as this segment allows, but I think when folks hear a customer of mine get on, unscripted and just show her emotions and what she went through losing her husband, ranging from that to, folks that had given her advice not to do the reverse mortgage. And now that it is absolutely needed, she can't rely on those folks to help anymore. So she was left feeling as though she had to sell the house.
Right.
And that's a very, very sad thing.
There was another couple that you were talking about. And
Tom and Tommy Thomas.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so kind of talk about their situation, what happened.
My goodness. So Tom Thomas and his wife Tommy, he was a very successful business owner, owned a trucking company, but certainly not as sophisticated in his finances as he was running the business.
Sure. As a lot of business owners are, right?
Yeah. You get overwhelmed with, trying to keep the business, operating correctly, that sometimes things fall to the wayside. In this case, some credit card debt became charged off, bad debt, right? Just didn't get paid. And one of the collection agencies bought the bad debt and put a judgment against his condo. So he and his wife live in their home and they have a condo. And so they filed for a sheriff's sale for the condo. And he had no idea what was going on until he was served. And so he didn't have time to get a loan. And so he lost his condo. And now there's quite a issue going on between he and that collection agency. But when we did his reverse mortgage, it wiped out the remainder of that collection agency's claim against him, giving him the chance to exhale, if you will, and try to understand this better. As it turns out, he will likely get that condo back because of elder abuse.
Right.
And so when you start talking about creditors and what they will do and put people through to get their money, it's imperative that you understand your options.
Sure.
So whether you need a reverse or not, that's not the point of this conversation. It's to understand them and understand how certain industries will not recommend them because they would want you to do a refinance. They may want you to sell the home. They may want you to maybe file for bankruptcy or something like that where they are incentivized. And so whether you're going to use Roy's umbrella for your mortgage, whether you're going to use, any of the other lenders, it doesn't matter to me. It matters that you're educated on how they work.
Sure.
The moment that happens, the door swings wide open for you to handle so many things you didn't think you could.
Right. Well, and I think one of the great things is like Frank and I, we like to sleep at night, so we take care of our clients. Yeah. You're the same way with your reverse mortgage clients, and there is a bad rap that kind of comes along with reverse mortgages because in the very beginning, it seemed like it was kind of the wild, wild west, and there was a lot of people doing them, and they were maybe a little bit unscrupulous.
Yeah.
And now they're much more regulated, which is good for the consumer. But that also means that the lenders, you guys have to jump through quite a bit more hoops, and you really have to make sure that the client is educated fully on the process and understands it. Make sure it's the best option for them, right?
I'll give you the best comparison because everyone can relate to it. So before the mortgage crisis, you had, say, conventional lending, Bank of America, right? You go in, it's a normal loan, it's a 30-year fixed, you pay it, your house is paid off. But then when the market started getting a little overheated and lenders were looking for ways to pick up additional business, they started doing non-conventional or subprime lending. That was the same thing for reverse mortgages back then. So you had private lenders getting involved in these, and they never should have, because a reverse mortgage is more of a safety net than it is cash out refi.
Sure.
Okay. So with that said, this stage would be set for private lenders to knowingly advise, hoping for a interest accrual, meaning if they talk you into borrowing all the equity out of your home and you don't have to pay it back, the interest is going to accumulate a lot faster than if you just took a line of credit and only used the line of credit in emergent situations. So lately, after the market crashes, the FHA and the feds got involved, and there are no longer private lenders at all. Every single reverse mortgage is FHA insured and supervised. So the set of underwriting matrices has limited all the way to one. So you don't have to worry about anything that you heard in the past, thank God, because there were lenders that would go to an extent of trying to be on the title of a home as a co-owner if you defaulted. And that's about as egregious as you can get.
Sure.
But those are the stories people remember, and not the other 99% of the effective FHA-insured reverse mortgage transactions that really help people. consolidating credit cards, having a line of credit even though you don't need it.
Paying
but
off
now,
medical.
Well, yeah. And a lot of people just want to get the line of credit so they know it's there.
Right. I mean, they might not need it,
right,
but they can just keep it there.
And unlike your HELOC, your home equity line of credit you might get from a credit union or a lender, they can redact all those terms anytime they want. They can say, well, the values are down, we're going to close your credit line down.
Sure.
The FHA doesn't allow that. And that's why there's only a couple lenders that are willing to abide by the FHA strict guidelines of, if they give you a line of credit, regardless of the value of your home going down, you still have access to it without any exception.
Yeah.
And that may seem semantical until you start to see the market do what it's doing now, right? So people's values are starting to flatten out. Home equity line of credit lenders are starting to pull back to 75% loan to value instead of 80, right? Because they're seeing on the horizon a value correction. Again, with the reverse mortgage line of credit, you're shielded from those market forces.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, folks, if I had any family member that was considering a reverse mortgage, this is the guy that I would talk to because he's honest and he is going to educate you first and foremost. And that's what you really, really need to know. So if you are interested in just open up a conversation with Roy, he will spend hours with you on the phone or in person and just give you the lay of the land and make sure it's for you. The best way to get a hold of him is go to his website. It's roysumbrella.com. That's roysumbrella.com. And then the office number is 916-997-4434.
That's correct.
Yeah, so you can give him a call. He will actually personally answer that phone. 916-997-4434. Hey, Roy, thanks for being on the Radio Realtors today.
Thank you, Roy.
My pleasure. Thank you both.
Hey, we'll be back right after this.
So they want to get to know me, do they?
What's that you got there? What, this? Yeah. It's a magic lamp. An Empire Home Loans magic lamp. Well, give it a try. Who are you?
I'm the Empire Home Loans Genie, and I can grant you one wish.
One wish, huh? Okay, Mr. Genie, I'd like a mortgage for a home with no PMI, one that gives me 20% for a down payment and closing costs, and how about lower monthly payments? Let's see you grant that wish.
Your wish is my command.
Wow. That was awesome. Wait, what is this? What's in my hand?
That's an Empire Home Loans pre-approval for the Dream for All Shared Appreciation Loan. It's everything you asked for.
Cool, the Dream for All Shared Appreciation Loan. That's literally the coolest thing I have ever seen. See ya. Hey, where are you going? Going to buy a home.
Get your magic lamp, pre-approval at PooreaLoans.com. That's POORIA loans.com.
NMLS ID number 2099042, equal housing lender.
Hi, this is Brandon Tatum, host of The Officer Tatum Show. As a former police officer, I know the importance of trusting the people that you work with. And that's why if you're planning on selling your home in Northern California, you want realtors who got your back. Call my friends Rob Lewis and Frank Crandall from the Radio Realtors and eXp Realty. Check this out. Kat and Carl had to sell their home in Roseville and move to Ohio for work. They needed their home sold quickly to buy their next home. And because Rob and Frank spend thousands of dollars on marketing each month, they have a pool of buyers that are ready to buy. Rob and Frank sold Kat and Carl's home in Roseville for $20,000 over list price. Plus, they referred them to an agent in Ohio through their nationwide network of realtors and helped them get a great deal on a home there too. Don't wait. Sell your home today for top dollar. Call Rob and Frank, the Radio Realtors with eXp Realty at 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO. Online at radiorealtors.com. DRE number 0140-6275.
This is the Radio Realtors.
I sold the house.
This is a home. This is a place to live. This is a place to live.
Northern California's longest running show on real estate.
Real estate is not just buying and selling houses.
What are you, some kind of real estate agent? Real estate agent?
I love real estate. Ever since I laid eyes on that house, I wanted it.
The Radio Realtors.
I love every second.
Now, here's your host, Robert Lewis and Frank Crandall.
Let's go and sell some homes.
Hey, it's no place like home.
All right, welcome back to the Radio Realtors. We are Northern California's #1 real estate radio show, proudly coming to you live from the Zero Res Carpet Cleaning Studios. And right now, you need to ask for the KTKZ Radio Realtors special, and that is $149 for 3 rooms of carpet plus complimentary defoaming treatment. And you know what? You got to get it done before the holidays, or maybe book it for immediately after the holidays, because when you got all those people coming in, maybe your home is in great shape right now, but after all those people and Uncle Larry and everybody come over and you got people spilling eggnog and all those crazy things. And, you know, at our house, we'll have 3 dogs at our house. We only usually have 1 most of the time, but everybody brings their dog over. We were starting to have grandkids. People are running all around, and the house can get dirty fast. It's like little hurricanes.
Hey,
I've
for all
noticed that, or
you
tornadoes.
For all you husbands and boyfriends out there, if you're on the naughty list right now, call Zero Res. Do this for your wife.
Yeah, I'm
telling you.
That is a great idea.
I'm telling you.
You might have been on the naughty list, but now you're on the nice list.
Oh.
Way to go.
And then some.
There you go. So give them a call at 916-246-2448, or better yet, you can just book online at ZeroResSacramento.com. My name is Robert Lewis, your real estate professor.
And I'm Frank Crandall, your consigliere of real estate.
And that was a great segment that we just had with Roy McGovern from Roy's Umbrella. And I got to tell you, folks, if you've been thinking about a reverse mortgage, he is the guy, and he is going to take the time with you. I've seen him spend like 3 hours with people explaining the process and not even have them sign loan documents or apply for the loan. They just got information. So he's an educator on the whole process, and then you can find out whether it's for you. And if you are, you know, a senior and you want to have your kids in on the deal to come in and listen, he's totally okay with that too. So
that's great.
That makes it so much easier. So you can find out if it's right for you, because there's no need for you to be stressing out about your finances, especially if you own your home free and clear or close to it. So,
and you know, a lot of families are going to be together, and I know we don't bring up hard conversations during the holidays, but I'm telling you, it's on the back of everybody's mind, and you just need to get educated,
right?
You know, and
100%.
give a call. Yeah, you just need to give Roy a call and let him just talk to you. And kids get educated as well. I think you gave out Roy's number, but if not, just get a hold of us, 833-32-RADIO, and we'll hook you up.
Yeah, his website is roysumbrella.com, so that's pretty easy. So we're wrapping up the show talking about home appraisals, and we're pretty much educating you as well. It's Home Appraisals 101. It's some things appraisers wish sellers knew. And home appraisals, they are a piece of the home selling puzzle where you may have to let go of the reins, right? Lenders often require the use of their own FHA-approved home appraisers.
Yeah, Rob, that means you get zero say in who's determining the financial value of the home you've lived in, loved, and sunk your savings into.
Yeah, so to wrap things up today, we're going to share with you some things you sellers can do straight from the home appraisers' mouths to navigate the process of home appraisals.
All right, Rob, let's go.
Okay.
The first thing appraisers wish you knew is keep in mind that home appraisers aren't magicians.
Yeah, Frank, the appraiser won't know what your home is worth the second they walk in the door, because home appraisals, they aren't magic.
Right, Rob. And I think that a lot of people think that appraisers know the value of the property as soon as they see it. That simply is not the case.
And Frank, I think that a good understanding of the home appraisal process is going to go a long way toward comprehending how your home's value is determined. First, a home appraiser will pull comparable listings. They call them comps, and that's going to be from the nearby area.
Exactly. And these homes are similar in style, location, and square footage sold within the past few months or so.
Then, Frank, the appraiser will come by your house to determine its condition and quality, as well as any other factors that would affect the cost of the home. And then they're going to use that information along with those comps to make an accurate assessment.
And Rob, this usually takes at least a few days and definitely more than a few hours.
That's right, Frank. Now, the second thing appraisers wish you knew is prep your space and your occupants for the home appraisal.
And here's the deal. No, the home appraiser isn't coming by to judge the cleanliness of your house. Right. it's still a good idea to declutter, dust, and mop beforehand to show your home is in its best light.
Yeah, and we should also let you know that home appraisers won't typically devalue your home because it's messy, but a neat, organized home might help you.
And Rob, even if they're not consciously aware of it, the appraiser might value a messy home a little lower.
And Frank, you also might want to make sure that your family or the people that you live with are prepared for the appraiser's arrival as well, including your teenagers who tend to stay bunkered up in their rooms playing video games, right?
And make sure everyone's clothed. Right, Rob?
Oh, man, Frank, you are so right. We've had some weird encounters with people that didn't know their home was going to be shown or appraised.
Oh, that's right. Now, the third thing appraisers wish you knew is get your paperwork in order before your home appraisal.
Yeah, Frank, before any home appraisal, you want to gather all the information you have about your home and get it to us, your realtors.
That's right. And the appraisers that we have worked with recommend having it on hand a list of major improvements as well as detailed information about the age and the condition of the roof, the HVAC system, and major appliances.
And of course, for any DIY projects or minor or major modifications or additions, make sure you have the original permits. The best appraisers always say they appreciate customers who have all the information ready for them.
That's right, Rob. There's nothing worse than an appraiser pulling comps for an 1,800 square foot craftsman style home only to realize on the day of the appraisal that your master bedroom addition adds an additional 500 square feet.
And you sound like you say that from personal experience.
Bingo.
Yeah. And when that happens, none of the comps are any good and the appraiser's values are off. And that means more work and more time before a final assessment can be reached.
So what I think we're really saying is go the full disclosure route.
Right, Frank?
Hand it to the appraiser on a silver platter.
Yep. Give it to them saying, here's my neat, beautiful house shown in its best light, and here are all the things that are super impressive about it.
Okay, the fourth thing appraisers wish you knew is don't put too much stock in home improvements.
Yeah, Frank, we're sure your brand new kitchen is stunning, but don't be surprised if it doesn't proportionally raise your home's market value when it comes to the home appraisal.
That's right, Rob. Home appraisers stress moderation in assuming how much your shiny brand new kitchen will add directly to the worth of your home.
Yep, so if you spent $50,000, you're likely going to only see a fraction of that return in value. However, the quality and the condition of the interior features such as flooring, walls, windows, doors, appliances, countertops, fixtures, and plumbing, they can have an effect on your home's appraised value.
And Rob, appraisers do look for high-end materials that home buyers want, such as hardwood floors, stainless steel appliances, and granite or stone countertops.
However, if you're thinking about adding a feature to your home before you have it appraised, maybe you should ask us first, the Radio Realtors, if it's worth the cost.
All right, Rob, here's the last thing that appraisers wish you knew is a Zillow's estimate is not an appraisal.
Oh my gosh, Frank. I think the biggest difference between Zillow and a traditional appraisal has to do with the sheer volume of information that is available to the latter that the former lacks. Because when an appraisal occurs, a trained and licensed professional is going to physically visit your property and spend a pretty good amount of time there.
And Rob, they go over everything with a fine-tooth comb. They consider functional improvements that have been made to the home, the current conditions of both the inside and the outside, certain features and amenities that are present or more.
And Frank, Zillow, for what it's worth, has access to none of this information. Nobody actually comes to the home from Zillow to collect information. It compiles its estimates almost exclusively from comparable sales and publicly available data, something that presents a few different challenges in and of itself.
Right. For starters, a computer algorithm like the one Zillow employs is only as accurate as the data you feed it.
That's correct. So any errors in terms of things like property taxes, assessments, and related factors wouldn't be taken into consideration, all of which could impact the value that they list.
Likewise, Rob, Zillow has no way of knowing about any improvements that have been made to the home over time. If someone moves into a property and immediately puts a $70,000 addition on the rear of the house, Zillow doesn't really have any way of knowing that, thus throwing off the Zestimate in a rather significant way.
And another one of the major factors that impacts Zillow Zillow's figures has to do with the turnover rate, Frank. The more frequently a home is bought and sold, the more data that is publicly available about those transactions. But if someone has been in their home, let's say for 30 years, that isn't necessarily going to be the case. Zillow might be basing its estimates on information that is decades out of date, and this leads people to draw incorrect conclusions.
That's right. So, folks, if you want an accurate value of your home without doing an appraisal, why not just contact us, the Radio Realtors, and let us do a free market analysis. Reach out right now, 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO.
Right, Frank, and you can also request that free CMA or comparative market analysis online at our website, RadioRealtors.com. That's RadioRealtors.com. And unfortunately, folks, that's all the time we have for this show.
Make it a great week, everybody.
If you'd like to fax me, press the star key.
Do you know what that sound is? That's your wake-up call. What do you need to wake up from? It's the nightmare of paying your landlord's mortgage. Think about this. If you're paying $2,500 a month for rent, you're paying $30,000 of your landlord's mortgage a year, and that should have you waking up in a cold sweat. Why not make a resolution today to buy your very own home? Jeff Compton with Guild Mortgage is ready to help you. The market has changed, and it's leaning towards being a buyer's market, and that means you could buy a home now, not overpay, or be in a bidding war, and maybe even get some of your closing costs paid for you. Jeff Compton with Guild Mortgage is a mortgage master, and he specializes in customizing a loan for your unique situation. Jeff even has down payment assistance loans and ideas to buy down your interest rate. Answer your wake-up call. Call Jeff Compton with Guild Mortgage at 916-765-2900 or apply online at jeffcompton.com, NMLS ID number 298997.
Thank you for calling Jeff Compton's office. It's a great day to buy a home. How can we help you?
If you feel like you've been priced out of the greater Sacramento housing market, I have some great news for you. There's a new home community that's a reasonable drive from Lincoln, Roseville, North Natomas, and downtown Sacramento. It offers brand new 3-bedroom and 4-bedroom solar-owned homes that start in the high $300,000 range. They have granite countertops, LVP flooring, spacious lots, and they're close to nice amenities such as shopping, restaurants, and parks. Find out more. Call the Radio Realtors with EXP Realty right now at 833-32-RADIO. We can get you exclusive access, a private tour, and special buyer incentives. We can also help you reserve your new home with just a small deposit. And get this, FHA, VA, first-time buyers, and even investors are welcome. Call us now at 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO, 833-32-RADIO. DRE number 0140-6275. Rob here reminding you that you can hear all of our shows on the Radio Realtors podcast through Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon, Pandora, and more. Please give the Radio Realtors podcast a 5-star review and share the link with your friends. Access it now at RadioRealtors.com.